starters, if you look at what the defense did in the fourth quarter, what was the difference in the fourth quarter versus the first three?
I think we had seen a little bit of what they were doing by then. I give our guys a ton of credit that they overcame a poorly designed game plan and got a bunch of stops there and then 3 or 4 and outs in a row there to finish the game and gave our offense great field position to put the game away. And we didn't really, wasn't necessarily we were calling anything different. I think we had just kind of seen what their plan was by then. The guys had a good feel for what to expect, and they played really fast and executed at a high level. And that was all on them. They did a great job.
Now, obviously, a lot of points were scored and yards and such, but if you look at that fourth quarter, the stop you guys had against Navy, it seems like no matter what's going on through the game,
yep,
you guys are still able to make some key stops in the fourth.
Yeah.
How have you liked the way they've kind of just answered that call?
Yeah. What a good dude you are, Frank, putting a positive spin on it, man. I absolutely love it. I love it, man. Wish there were more people like you out there. I give our kids a ton of credit, man. They're resilient. They're gritty. That's our motto, grit, and they are gritty. And again, I feel like I say a similar message every week. I think in most cases, maybe outside of Northwestern, like we mentioned, but the college football anymore is just coming down to exactly what you said. It's key stops in critical moments, and I give our kids a ton of credit. That they're bowing up when it matters most. They dig their feet in, and when the most is on the line, they play their best. And I think that just speaks to the quality of human being that we have on our defense, and how resilient they are.
In the first half, was it the speed, something that they were doing that was different? What was it that kind of caught you off?
Yeah, I give USF a ton of credit. We know some coaches on that staff. We talked to them a little bit after the game. I think having the bye week certainly helped them. I mean, we saw a lot of stuff, and they did a great job. Now that's our job to defend it. So at the end of the day, their plan beat my plan. And I know this. I know we have great football players on defense, great players. Excuse me, and the best assistant coaches that I've ever been around. So that only leaves one variable left, and that's me, and I got beat. And, I got to do a better job, and it's a tough pill to swallow, but it's the truth, and I'm never one to run from the truth. So the things that we didn't do well are 100% on me. Our players played extremely hard, and, they, again, in the end, they found a way to overcome a bad plan. And again, I got to get us a better plan and call it better to give ourselves a chance to play better defense.
Looking ahead to this week, you don't have to deal with the sort of gauntlet of the super fast offense
Mm-hmm.
anymore, right? What the difference is in terms of the game plan for Charlotte?
Yeah, it's a challenge every week. It's kind of the opposite end of the spectrum, where last week was how many fast guys can you get on the field and how wide can you spread them, to get those athletes in space. It's a little bit different now. You're looking at 2 tight ends on the field, 3 tight ends on the field, 4 tight ends on the field at times. And they have athletes outside. It's not like they don't have speed. They do. They got a great receiving core. I think they have a couple tight ends that I would imagine some of the bigger schools are going to probably try to come in on after the season. They got some really good tight ends. The tailbacks run hard, playing 3 quarterbacks. And that 3 quarterbacks gave us issues in the UAB game, So it's a much different scheme. It's not, generally speaking, it's not going as fast as the last 2 teams we just played, but they certainly have some tempo, and every team's got their wrinkles. So it's we know we're going to have to show up and play our very best football to give ourselves a chance.
How do you process, like you talked about the game plan? Well, that team is gone, and now you're on a new plan to Charlotte. Is there anything that takes over in terms of, I know you have your base defense, but from game plan to game plan, are there any carryovers, or even though the opponent is different?
Yeah, absolutely. Situational football is situational football. Every team in the red zone goes to what we call horizontal stretch. They sort of zone read with tight ends and receivers coming back underneath to try to dump them the ball. The play that Cam Smith made the big tackle on 4th down, where it looks like zone read, but the quarterback has an option to throw it in the flat. Every team runs that in the red area. Every team runs that with a mobile quarterback. 3rd and medium, you're going to get picks and rubs and mesh and quick game. That's every week. third and longer yardage, you're going to get deeper routes that break, around the sticks. So you're going to get some carryover, and when there is some carryover in the situational football, we're going to probably defend those scenarios similarly.